Hello, lovely people. How are we all? You'll have to excuse my attire today. I have just got back from a long walk and I did realise I really need to redo my nail polish. So that's on my to-do list today. My name's Jan Silver. Thanks for joining my channel. I am 44 years old and I've been video logging my journey to and beyond a gastric bypass, which I had 6 weeks ago and 3 days. Doing really well, and I presume if you've clicked on my channel and you're new, you're here because you're looking into surgery or had it and you want to, get into the weight loss community, which for me has been invaluable. The support that you get from people, Facebook, Instagram, or on here even, you follow people through their journey and you do feel like you know them and hopefully you can make some good friends. In fact, I was just watching 3 weight loss surgery people that have met through YouTube and ended up meeting in America. And I hope to do that in the future. I think we'll have some meetups, especially with people that are local. But who knows, if people want to travel further and come and meet us, who knows, we shall see. Something I wanted to say today, and it's only happened today. So I'm 6 weeks and 3 days out of surgery. Surgery was absolutely textbook. Sick for a couple of days. The pain from incisions is absolutely minor if you're thinking about this, or and I know a sleeve and the vertical sleeve and the bypass have very similar wounds and scarring. All of that was really, really simple, and even Dr. Ramus explained to me why, because it's not like they do a big cut through your skin and your muscle. They actually open it a little bit and then push something down. So it's not like they've broken the muscle. So really, they were so minor. Everything's gone to plan. And I struggled with drinking water for a while. I'm not sure anybody can explain it, even physically, why you can literally only take a small sip and you're supposed to get 2 litres down you. And that was really struggling. And now I'm almost back to gulping a good amount, so it feels good. Although I said to my husband last night, I had a whole half a litre bottle within half an hour, and then I thought I needed to take have a last one. But by the time I went to bed, I had a little bit of a tummy ache. Like, I don't know if you've ever got that when you've drunk too much. So it isn't a tummy ache up here. It definitely, maybe it was in my bladder, I don't know, because I'd filled it up so quickly. But I had a bit of a tummy ache, but it wasn't anything major. It just felt like I'd maybe stretched my bladder a bit. And obviously I'd been sitting on the toilet having a wee all night because I'd been drinking so much. And then this morning, getting out of bed this morning, I had an odd pain. Now, it wasn't excruciating. I'm a real baby when it comes to pain. I don't do pain very well, and I would like to say I'm a really caring person, and I like to look after people when they're sick or they're ill, or, my volunteer job is looking after people that are at the end of their life. So I feel I'm a naturally caring person, but I'm a shit patient. So, I kind of realised this pain was there for a second or two, and it was... My tummy's here. I'm going to show you my scars are here. So I guess the pain's kind of down here. And the reason I'm mentioning it is mainly because I think that that it's definitely a different feeling. I haven't had that before. And I've just been on an hour and a half, nearly 2-hour walk. And the pain has been there just for maybe 2 or 3 seconds. I've perhaps had 5 or 6 of those. It's almost like a tightening. And because I'm such a baby, what I'm trying to get across is, it isn't a pain that I can't handle. It definitely is, but there's a feeling there that's not quite right. And I think people will say, go to the doctor, And I'm going to do a little bit of research. I've got a lot to do today, but I thought I'd come on here and just say this to put it on record, and, so that otherwise you forget. You kind of go, okay, I haven't had it for a while, and you forget. But I do need to be aware of it. I'm sure it's absolutely nothing, but I do look at other people that are having gallstones and gallbladder problems, and I think it's quite common. And I don't know why it's common with this weight loss surgery. So if anybody actually knows that answer, could you write it below and let me know? Why do people who have had gastric bypasses or the vertical sleeve gastrectomy suffer with gallstone problems? Now, initially I thought that it was because people weren't drinking enough, that could cause gallstones, which are like crystallized, I think, within your gallbladder. I think. I'm not clued up on this, and it is something I'm going to have to look into. And I'm not going to get to the doctor straight away because it's not enough for me to take myself to the doctors. You know, I've probably mentioned before, I can't stand the doctors here. It stresses me quite a lot just having to go. And I know soon I need to book to go and have my bloods done, and that has to be done with my GPs. I think they're all, you know, on a positive note, that the GPs and the nurses within the NHS, bearing in mind I have worked within the NHS for a few years, that I get they're all overworked and underpaid, and I know that. But sometimes they lose their compassion a bit and treat you a bit like a run-of-the-mill. In, out, see you, you know, they've got no time to be personable anymore. They've got no time to, you know, or you don't see the same doctor, so you don't have that continuity like you used to have years ago, which I think was really, really good. When you had one family doctor, he knew all your history. You didn't have to go in and he's looking on the computer to see what have you done, and you're like, oh. So no, yeah, I will go when I have to. I'm just putting this down there to let you guys know, and myself, that there's definitely something. I mean, I don't know what it could be, and it could be to do with my bowels, I guess. Your bowels start quite high up, I think. However, positively again, since I've been having that linseed in my porridge, I'm going almost daily. So that makes me feel really, really good. I'll just be aware of this. I mean, my back's still not 100%. Just towards the end of my walk, it was twinging again, but I'm definitely not going to stop. I can't be inactive. You know, I'm chuffed that I've done 11,685 steps already this morning. And the rest of my day is going to be, oh, I lead such a glamorous life. I'm going to go and clean out my chicken shit. So I need to go and deep clean their house. They've got a plastic igloo, so I just, I'll jet wash it all down and clean them all out. They're desperate for it, actually. And that'll be a good job done. So I'm going to do that while I'm in my walking gear, because then I'll shower, and then I need to really concentrate on my kitchen. As you can see, my orangery, we've moved my computer, which I'm quite pleased with, but my orangery is back to normal. I'm so chuffed. So now, because the kitchen's kind of piled up with messy places, I need to really focus on getting that done today. I think the light's better here. I'm sat really close to the window of the garden, look. You can see. So I think the light's quite good here, probably better than it was over there. So I'm quite happy with the computer staying here, I think. Yeah, thanks again to everybody for my messages. I really enjoy getting the comments underneath. And I know it's a big day for you, Liz, day one of your liver reduction diet. I've got everything crossed for you, and I know I know you're going to do fine. Hannah, you know what I'm going to say. I'll be thinking of you at 5 o'clock tonight, because you've got your consultation, and that's really exciting. And Mandy, I'm looking forward to your confirmation from our mutual friend, Andrew Cable. See, again, my nose runs. I start talking to you and my nose runs. What is going on? So I'm looking forward to you confirming your dates, which, if he said that they've got a surgery on at that time, my husband reminded me this morning that that's exactly how he did it with us. I'd said what date I wanted. And in fact, we messed them about, because Harry then had a trip away. I was meant to have my bypass in March, February. And then Harry said, Jan, I've got a load of conferences I need to go to, so I can't be around. So we actually put it off for a month, and it wasn't a hassle at all. And I think when you're going privately, that's your card, isn't it? Because you can dictate when you want it done, basically. So I don't think you'll have a problem with getting that date at all. Excuse me. I've got this runny nose again. It's because I've been for a walk. Anyway, I've always got a runny nose. Noses run in our families. I wish bottoms did. No, I'm joking. I was going to say to you as well, because I know I sign off all the time. For those of you who don't know me, personally. Obviously, you do on here now. But you don't know my history as such. When I was a little girl, my actual name, because I've realised that I call myself sometimes, if I'm chastising myself on here, I say, oh, for God's sake, Janine, put your teeth back in and things like that. So my name is actually Janine. Janine, just because I'm particular and that's the way it is. It's French, actually. Apparently, my father named me, and it's Janine, as my teachers at school used to like to call me. So during school, I hated being called Janine because it just reminded me of being told off. So I was always Jan. But from about the age of 5, we had a family friend and a neighbour, Paul. He was the same age as my older sisters. And he actually named me Jan Jan, and that name from the age of 5 actually stuck with me throughout my life. So the friends that know me from school or from my home days, they actually know me as Jan Jan, and most children would call me Jan Jan. So I just wanted to say, when I sign off, and I've replied to your comments and I signed JJX, it's always because I've always been JJX, which is Jan Jan Kiss. I've even got it on my number plate on my car. My husband treated me many, many years ago to a private number plate, which was quite exciting. And I really thought about what I wanted. And in fact, I've got JJX on my car. I won't tell you the beginning of it, obviously. But yeah, I've got something and then JJX. So JJX is kind of my little signature. I'm just kind of explaining myself, really. And something else that I was thinking about while I was walking today, which is quite funny. You know, where did I get this? Hota! I'm going to pretend I'm karate if anybody jumps out at me. I know exactly where that stemmed from. I was a very young mother. I had my daughter. I was pregnant at 17. I was pregnant, I gave birth just after I was 18, and I've never regretted it, I have to say. I was a very, very young mum, but I took my role as a mother very seriously, and I was extremely strict on my children. Being a single mother, I had that fear that my children were going to grow up with a stigma attached to them, that they were street urchins and that they would be, latchkey kids and all the rest of it. So I really strived hard to do everything possible to lose that stigma attached to me and to them. And I sent them to a different school out of town so that they didn't walk to school and smoke and do drugs like I did. I didn't want them to make those same mistakes. Anyway, I go off on tangents. But I had a job once where I was collecting debt money. It sounds really bizarre now when I think about it. And I think when I was younger, I probably fancied myself as a bit of a, all right, come on then, if you think you're hard enough kind of person, which I totally cringe at now. But to do this job as a debt collector, I mean, it's not payday loans as we know it now. It was actually for a company called Provident, and it was doorstep loans. So you'd go around to probably vulnerable single parents, which is how I got into it. And especially around Christmas time, you'd offer to loan them, let's say £200 cash, and they probably paid you back £350 over the year, and you had to get the weekly money. So I was a collector of that. And, some days, I mean, I had a great rapport with the people that I collected from, don't get me wrong. I do, I think that's a positive about me. I do tend to get on with most people from all walks of life. I'm just pretty honest. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I was doing a job at the end of the day. I wasn't there threatening them. If you don't give me this, I'm going to do this. It was more like I kind of made friends with people more than anything, thinking, well, if they like me, then they're going to pay me, and then I get paid. But there were times during that time, and I did work in quite a rough area in Reading, I guess, where I was carrying in a bum bag around my middle probably £3,000 and £4,000, and to carry that around as a woman, knowing that you could get bashed on the head or jumped at any point for just for your bum bag, you couldn't do it if you were scared. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do that line of work if you had a fear of that. So I just had this in my head, and this is a true story. I had to walk down alleyways to get to different houses, and I just all the time put on this. It's almost like I put on a jacket that wasn't really me. That I say wasn't really me. I am a bit, but I kind of And I really did feel like this. If they jumped out at me, I am going to literally go and act completely crazy to the point that they go, oh my God, I'm walking the other direction. I mean, I probably would have frozen. I probably would have completely broken down and cried like a baby. But, you know, in my head, that's how I had it. You know, you weren't allowed to have anything to protect yourself as such. Obviously, it's illegal to carry anything, but you know, I had to have that in my mindset that I would do something totally crazy, pretend I was some sort of karate expert or something. I'd probably get shot. You know, that's my luck. I probably would have had my legs shot off or something, or they would have just gone, I don't know. Anyway, it just made me think, because that's where this, you know, being spooked on my walk and thinking I would turn into karate Jan, it just relayed back to those days, and that's exactly where it came from, actually, because that's what I thought I would do. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that little insight with you. And, you know, I haven't had this pain for maybe an hour or so. So let's hope, you know, I don't know. I'll keep an eye on it, I promise. And if it gets any worse, or if in the next couple of days I have them regularly, then I will get myself to the idiot doctors. I promise. But for now, I'm going to go and clean. Oh, it's so glamorous. I hope you lot have a wonderful day. And I hope today is kind to you all. I've also got to clean my kitchen. See, it's one of those days, it's a Friday. But I will tell you, my husband has agreed to take me to London tomorrow morning so that I can walk on the banks of the Thames and do some pretend mudlarking, because you're not actually allowed. You do need a permit, and well, you need a permit to metal detect and you need a permit to dig, but you are allowed to just walk the foreshores and see if there's anything there. I mean, who knows? If I come home with that's absolutely nothing, maybe I won't want to do it again, but I'm really excited about it. So if you haven't watched, it's mudlarking. I think I called it riverlarking before. I think it can be called a bit of both. I just want to find some pieces of it. I find it interesting. Anyway, I've gone off on another tangent, haven't I, guys? I'm going to say goodbye. Wonderful day, and I will chat at you again tomorrow at some point, or over the weekend anyway, who knows.